So Justin Gaethje absolutely ruins Dana White's big plans for Paddy versus Ilia Topuria, which honestly should have never have been happening in the first place, because he's just gone and destroyed Paddy Pimblett, I'll be honest. Dominated Paddy on the feet. I think Paddy still looked pretty good, and we'll go over the full card, well, the main card later on, and maybe some of the prelims too. But first I just want to talk about Dana White and his reliance on Paddy Pimblett and how it's severely backfired, because Justin Gaethje now is the interim champion. He wanted Paddy to win this fight, obviously. That's why he gave him old wash Justin Gaethje as a easy title win to get the interim belt, so then he could go and fight Ilia Topuria at maybe the White House or something like that. But that didn't go to plan. Gaethje's a fucking animal. He did eye poke him 3 times though, and for fucking give him a little nut shot. Okay, but I'm not gonna cope and say Paddy lost because Gaethje eye poked him, even though he did 3 times. Dropped him with an eye poke, by the way. I don't think that if Gaethje didn't eye poke Paddy, it would have played out any differently. I think Paddy Pimblett tried to strike with Justin Gaethje for too long. And then when he tried to take him down, he was too tired to even complete a takedown. And he just couldn't get him down. And Gaethje, I mean, look, there's no excuses from me. Gaethje got it done. I wish he didn't eye poke Paddy 3 times, though. Mark Goddard said, "Hey, boy, Dave, if you do that one more time, I'll take you the point." And then he didn't take a point, which is kind of fucking bizarre. Poked him in the eye 1 time, poked him in the eye a second time, and then straight after he poked him in the eye, dropped him with a right hand, and Mark Goddard didn't do anything about it. Even after the replay played, no point taken, which is kind of weird, but it's all good, man. I don't think it would have changed the fight anyway. Gaethje was looking good. I think Paddy did have him rocked in the 5th, and then Gaethje just decided to clinch up, which is very smart of Gaethje. Okay, I know in my debate I said Gaethje's a dumb fighter, but he look, he made some smart choices here. Although I did say in my debate with Warhorse that Paddy is going to catch Justin with uppercuts and knees when he's ducking down, and he did over and over again. But Gaethje just ate them like he was like DC eats fried chicken on the commentary table. Okay. He ate them fucking easily, is what I'm saying. But we're going to look at Dana White's reaction to this and what I think is going to happen going forward, because I don't even think they're going to give Gaethje Ilia Topuria. I really don't. And we'll get into some quotes, and we'll talk about what the panel was saying last night after the fight's finished. And I was trying to find some clips of it, but I couldn't find any clips anywhere. But I remember what they were saying. So we'll get into it, okay? But first of all, Dana White's reaction to wrapping the belt around Justin Gaethje is just, it's fantastic. He looks miserable. He looks absolutely miserable. He's not happy about it at all. I'll let it play and then we can react. Look at his face, bro. That's the face of a man that just said, shit. This up-and-coming star that I've marketed to Paramount as the next big thing just got kind of exposed and dominated on the feet. Even though I think Paddy really did prove himself, I did say in the Warhorse debate that I did that Paddy's chin is very good. So I don't think Gaethje's going to knock him out, and he didn't. Do I think he beats any of the other guys in the top 5? No. I think Max Holloway schools him. I think, Charles beats him. I think Arman beats him. But as a top 5 guy, he's pretty good. I reckon give him, if BSD beats Hooker, I think do BSD versus Paddy. That's a great fight. That is a great fight. It's a really good fight. The best fight I've ever heard and ever seen. I think they should do that. I'd probably lean BSD. I don't know if that's just like recency bias because we've just seen him lose, but I don't know. But yeah, Dana's pissed. He's not happy. at all. Ilia Topuria responds by saying, "Little sausage. The only thing you had to do was beat a 38-year-old guy. You just lost the biggest paycheck of your life. You were going to get rich if you won. Justin, all I can say is congratulations, and I'd like to tell you to get ready, but you're screwed no matter what." I don't think they're going to do that fight anyway, and I'll give my reasons why. Because Ilia Topuria said something else a few weeks ago that makes me think, maybe not. Maybe they're not going to do this fight. Because honestly, who gives a fuck about that fight? That's not a super fight. I feel like with Paramount, right, instead of like merit and like who's earned it and shit like that, I'm not saying Justin's, well, he's the interim champion. I think they're going to solely prioritize super fights over like a meritocracy, especially going into the Paramount era. And I'll explain what I think is going to happen soon. But also, just a little side note. Everyone and their mother was saying that Wilder's going to beat Tom Aspinall. And he looked like shit. Alright, we'll get to this later though. I just want to say Wilder looked terrible in this fight. Derek Lewis looked terrible in this fight. These are the top heavyweights on the planet. Top 10 heavyweights on the planet. It's embarrassing. It's fucking abysmal. Wilder, oh, this guy's going to beat Tom, bruh. No way. After watching what he did to Derek Lewis, which is basically nothing. Either way. This is what I'm talking about here. So, Ilia Topuria says, it's this bit here. He claims if Justin Gaethje defeats Paddy Pimblett, the UFC have secret plans that he can't speak about. And I had a video of this. I reacted to this in a previous video of mine recently. A video of him saying this. I think that Dana White and the UFC had a contingency plan for in case Justin Gaethje did win this fight. And I think it's Arman Tsarukyan. Now, why do I think this? Well, number one, because Arman Tsarukyan deserves the shot, but they don't want Gaethje versus Ilia. It's not a super fight. No one cares for it. Although I do feel like Gaethje is going to be one of those guys that just sits out and waits for an Ilia. If they say Gaethje, Ilia's not coming back till June time or whatever, or even after the White House. Do you want to fight Arman Tsarukyan in the meantime? Gaethje's going to say no and just sit out like he did to get the title shot in the first place. But I was watching the card last night, and the panel was saying something very interesting. So they got up the rankings, and they were saying, what's next for Justin Gaethje then, guys? What's next? And I'm thinking, huh? What's next? Ilia Topuria said he's good to come back in April or June and fight the winner of Paddy versus Gaethje. But they're going on about what's next for Gaethje. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute. Ilia Topuria said he's going to return and fight the winner. That's obviously the fucking winner, right? That's obviously what's going to happen next. But then they bring up Arman Tsarukyan. They go, well, if Ilia can't return because of his personal reasons, even though he said that he could return in April or June, but if Ilia doesn't return, then surely you give it to Arman Tsarukyan, right, guys? They said that on the panel, and then they fucking panned to an interview with Arman Tsarukyan. One of the fucking women was just interviewing Arman Tsarukyan, asking what his thoughts about the fight and this and that. I don't think that if the UFC was planning to do Gaethje versus Arman, they would even let them say that or give him an interview backstage. I think Dana White would just say, don't bother, don't mention Arman Tsarukyan. He's not next. It's Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria. Alright, and that's it. And don't give him an interview either. But they mentioned Arman Tsarukyan as Gaethje's potential next matchup and gave him a backstage interview, even though Ilia Topuria has come out and said that he's willing to go in April or June and fight the winner. Maybe that's what Ilia was referring to when he said that they had secret plans. Just my thoughts. So that's my thoughts on the potential future for Justin Gaethje. I don't think they're going to do this match with Ilya. If they do, Ilya sleeps him in literally one round because Paddy Pimblett was landing on him. And Ilya's a much better striker and boxer than Paddy Pimblett. And he's also a much better grappler than Justin Gaethje. So if Justin Gaethje tries to, implement his wrestling, Ilia Topuria can wrestle. Not a lot of people realise this, but Ilia Topuria has more submission wins on his record than knockout wins. The guy can grapple. And I think if they do match up Gaethje with Ilia, it'll be probably his easiest title defense ever. I think it'll be easier than Islam Makhachev's title defense over. I think it'll be kind of the same, pretty much the same as Islam Makhachev's title defense over Renato Moicano. I think it's going to be that easy for him if they do make that fight. And I don't think Dana White will, because like I said, they're in the new era. They want superstar matchups. I don't think it's not a super fight. They want super fights in this era, I feel like, and superstar matchups, And Gaethje's not that. Gaethje is not that at all. But we'll move on to just talking about the card a little bit, because it was a fun card. I watched the whole thing. Regretted it. Well, I didn't regret it, but I was very, very tired. I'm a tired boy. All right? I'm a European fan, so just cut me some slack. But yeah, main event, Gaethje Pimblett, absolute war. People are clowning on Paddy Pimblett. Oh, fraud check. And it's like, yeah, but he did really well. He did do well, and it was an absolute scrap. He stood on the feet with Gaethje for 5 rounds. Was that the best game plan? Probably not. But he did try and implement some takedowns, and he couldn't get them. I think he tried to get the takedowns too late on. And I think that's probably why they didn't work out for him. He tried to get the takedowns when they were all slippery and sweaty, and yeah, it's just one of them. Great chin though. Got dropped a few times, but didn't get finished. Survived. Landed some nice uppercuts, some nice knees when Justin Gaethje was ducking down, like I said he would. But ultimately, Justin Gaethje is just a tough motherfucker. He's an absolute dog. This is why he was the BMF champ, bro. Genuinely. Great win from Gaethje. Shows that he's still got it. I'm not taking anything away from Gaethje. I'm not gonna cope for Paddy Pimblett. I know I mentioned the eye pokes earlier. He did eye poke him a few times, but Paddy did also do a flying knee nut shot to Gaethje, which was kind of rough. But then Gaethje also nut shotted Paddy. Kind of like a bit of a foul fest, to be honest. No points were taken from either guy, which is kind of crazy. I thought they were going to crack down on eye pokes and fouls. Apparently not. And then by the end of it, they were both falling over, swinging for the fences, literally falling over in the last 10 seconds. Paddy was like this, come on, let's go. And they both were just flailing their arms and falling over and shit. It was a great fight. Unbelievable fight. Fight of the night bonus for both guys. So, it's just one of them. And Gaethje got 3 takedowns on Paddy as well. God, Paddy got no takedowns. He tried 5 of them. Crazy. Great fight, though. Great fight. Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. I feel like I need to rewatch this fight because I'm seeing a lot of people online call it a robbery. But when I was watching it live, I scored it 29-28 Sean O'Malley. Don't shout to me in the comments for scoring it like that. That's just what I was watching. I thought Sean O'Malley won round 1 and round 3. It was an extremely close fight, and not a lot really happened until the end of round 3. But I think Sean O'Malley won rounds 1 and 3, and Song Yadong won round 2. That's just how I scored it live. I'm seeing a lot of people say that it was a robbery. So maybe I need to rewatch it. But another thing that the panel was saying last night was they're trying to talk about Sean O'Malley getting the next title shot against Petr Yan, and saying, look, I think Michael Bisping said something to Sean look, I was talking to Petr Yan and he said that he wants to fight you next, so it looks like you're fighting Petr Yan next, right? It looks like you're going to fight Petr Yan next. Now, I know MMA Joey and Kenny are going to cry about Umar not getting a title shot. Umar looked like shit. Umar was just fucking awful in there. Boring against, Figueiredo, who missed weight and he's just lower in the rankings than even Song Yadong is. I don't think a win over Figueiredo, even if it was a good win, look at that line down my face, Jesus Christ. Even if it was a good win, I don't think that would even get him a title shot anyway. So because it is a shit win, I don't think it does either. Well, I don't think this deserves a title shot either. I think what you should do is do Sean O'Malley versus Umar, and the winner of that gets a title shot. I think Umar would beat him just by grappling him and smothering him for 3 rounds or 5 rounds if it's a fight night main event. I think that's what you'd do. Are the UFC going to do that? Are they fuck? They're already hinting at it on the panel after the show that Sean O'Malley's going to fight Piotr Jan next. And Sean said, if Merab, he did say that Merab deserves the next shot, but if he doesn't want to fight because he wants to take some time or he can't make the fight, whatever, then he'll step in and fight Piotr Jan. I think that's what they're going to do at the White House. They're probably going to tell Merab to sit out, or maybe Merab's going to say that he needs some time, and how they're going to frame it is, well, look, kid, Merab wants to sit out and take some time out after a busy year and recover. Who else we got? Sean O'Malley's the next guy. And they're going to justify giving Sean O'Malley a title shot because Merab's sitting out and taking some time out after his busy year last year. That's exactly how they're going to frame it. You can come back to this video when they do frame it like that and say, no, Broma, you're a genius. How did you know? Well, because I'm a fucking genius. By the way, I went 8-3 on this card. Not bad. Not fucking bad at all, mate. Not bad at all. 8-3 on picks. Alright, I would have been 9-2 if Paddy Pimblett wouldn't have just got his face smashed in. But it is what it is. And yeah, this was a okay fight. Pretty mid fight. It was okay. I thought it'd be a lot more action packed, but it wasn't. Moving on to this absolute shit show of a fucking... Oh, this was absolutely horrendous. And we can now go back to this. I'm going to skip it because I don't want to get copyrighted. I want to show you the really important part. In fact, I'll play the whole thing, but I'll pause it throughout. So I'm sorry, I need to do this for copyright reasons. Okay, let me just move me across a little bit. And I'll increase my size just a little bit. Pause, but... Right. Wilder Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. This was probably the most street beefs type fight I've ever seen on a UFC pay-per-view or UFC card in general. This was absolutely terrible from both guys, especially Lewis. Lewis just gave up in there. People say, Derek Lewis is in great shape, man. He's in insane shape. People were picking Derek Lewis to win this fight. Wilder didn't do anything either. Wilder was so hesitant to throw against Derek Lewis, who's shit. People were saying, after Wilder knocked out Shamil the Blob, that this guy's going to be the next guy to beat Tom Aspinall. This is the guy that's going to... This guy destroys Tom. This guy destroys Tom Aspinall, guys. No, he fucking doesn't. Not after this shit show of a performance. Just look at this shit, right? And look, Derek Lewis is shit as well. And you could say Costa was hesitant to throw because he didn't want to get caught from Derek Lewis. Alright, what about being caught from Tom? You know what I mean? Faster, more dangerous than Derek. Just shit.
Oh, nice right from Lewis.
Look at that, just swinging for the fences. Literally swinging for the fences. Missing. Dude's fucking awful.
That right there is kind of wide. Yeah. Right? He's
Misses again. And this is what drops Derek Lewis. No wind up, alright. Literally just tapping his face. Like, look at how Wilder's standing. There is no power in this punch. It's literally a love tap on the fucking nose. And Derek gets dropped by this.
a step behind. Oh.
Look at that. What the fuck is that? That's not even a hard punch. And Derek Lewis just lays there. Just lays down. Wilder's not even pouncing. He's literally walking over to him, really slowly. Like, what's going on? Okay, I guess I'll just go here and start beating the shit out of your face now. What the fuck was this from Derek Lewis and Waldo? What a shit fight that was. That was on the fucking main card. That was a feature fight of the main card. Really. Derek Lewis doing this, getting dropped by that. He literally got meh. And then he just lays there, and Waldo walks over to him so slowly. He's not even trying to stop Waldo. It's just fucking terrible from both guys. All right, Derek Lewis is a fucking clown. I can't believe people were picking Derek Lewis to win this fight. I just don't know what they were fucking thinking. But yeah, Waldo looked like shit as well. Awful fight. I mean, look, I'll move myself over so you can see stats. Look, round 1, 14 strikes from Waldo, 4 from Derek Lewis. And then obviously got the finish in the second round, but 14 strikes. He threw 18 strikes. He threw 18 strikes in round 1. And people are saying this guy's the next big thing. This guy's... Look, I was saying this as well. I was like, oh, Waldo... he's on a roll right now. He's gonna get a title shot soon. I didn't think that he'd beat Tom, but god damn, Waldo, you look fucking terrible in this fight. Really, really bad. I don't think that he's gonna get a title shot next. I say give him Volkov or Almeida next. Then if you beat those two, then yeah, get a title shot. I think Volkov would throw check him. I think Almeida would throw check. I think Almeida would just smudge him to a decision. I think Volkov would beat the shit out of him on the feet, staying at range. I think Waldo's a bit of a fraud, man. Why is it doing this? Let me just refresh. We got Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. It's glitching out. I don't give a fuck about this fight. I didn't really watch it. Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. Amazing fight. Really, really good fight. I scored it 29-28. I gave rounds... I can't remember what rounds I gave Gene Silva now, but great fight. Gene Silva, man, it's like I said, man. He's really, really good. And he was surfing on Arnold Allen's back at the end of the fight. Hilarious. Really, really funny. Barn burner. Just from start to finish, barn burner. Really fun fight. I wanted Arnold Allen to win. I picked Gene Silva because I think that he would have... I actually think he's better. And he is. And this, look, people saying that Gene Silva got kind of like exposed against Diego Lopez. It's like, well, hold on a minute. That's Diego Lopez. He's really, really good. Where was Arnold Allen ranked? It doesn't really say, does it? I think he was ranked number 6 or something, wasn't he? Number 6 ranked. Let me just have a look at this. Where's he ranked? Yeah, number 6 he was. Number 6. So, Gene's legit. I would say what you do with Gene Silva next is you give him Yair Rodriguez, because he is somehow ranked number 3 still. Gene Silva destroys Yair Rodriguez, and then he gets the next title shot after he beats Yair. That's what I think you do with Gene Silva. He might be a champ by the end of this year. I mean, I think Lopez is gonna beat Volk, and maybe if Gene Silva beats Yair, he might just jump ahead of Lerone and Movzar. Probably not though. I think he fights for a title by the end of this year. If he fights 3 times, beats Yair next, then goes for a title shot after that. I mean, we could be looking at Gene Silva as the champ, man. But I think, yeah, give him Yair, man. That'd be a good fight. Easy win for him as well. I mean, Yair's trash. I don't know how the fuck he's still ranked number 3. He's actually ranked number 3 still. I don't get it. Great fight though. We'll talk about some prelims. Just the ones that I give a fuck about. Umar versus Figgy. Boring. Terrible. I was saying in the lead up, no, dude, Umar's one of the he's one of the Daggy that's fun to watch. All right then. Looks like I was proved wrong instantly. He had a great fight with Mario Batista. He had a great fight with Marab. And I thought, this guy's actually fun, man. This guy's really fun, yeah. No, he's not. What a boring fucking fight. What a boring nothing fight. Awful. Awful fight. I don't even want to talk about it for too long, but I don't think this win doesn't deserve a title shot. MMA Joey was coping in the stream after this fight. Oh, the UFC have got the script to give Sean O'Malley a title shot. Yeah. Why would you give Umar a title shot after this stinker performance? It's just terrible. Really boring fight. Not interested in talking about it at all. Atiba Gaethje. Now, I think people are going to say, fraud check, man. What a fraud. I think he just wanted that 100k bonus. He wanted a walk-off. He wanted a walk-off KO. That's why he didn't pounce. And it cost him massively. This is really good for him. In terms of experience, going the full 3 rounds. Pulev, I gave Pulev round 2. I really did. I thought it was 29-28. Atiba obviously won the first. I think Pulev won round 2. I think it was round 2 when he was looking good with the body kicks and shit. And then Atiba just put it on him in round 3. But I really do think that it's not that he's trash. He's just inexperienced. Because he's not been doing this for too long. I really think he wanted that 100k bonus, and he wanted a walk-off KO on a highlight reel. That's why when he knocked him down in the very first round, he didn't pounce. Big mistake, though. He won't be doing that ever again. I'm sure his coach will be like, don't you dare do that ever again, you stupid mong. Pounce on him and get it done. Well, I think this is good for Gaethje. I mean, look, we saw... We've seen it before with prospects. Look at Peyton Talbot. Lackluster performance, loses against Hannibal Barcelos, and then comes back. Beats. Who was it? My mind's gone blank now. Why's my mind gone blank? The guy that he beat after Hanny or Barcelos, I can't remember what was. Felipe Lima. Jesus Christ. Beats him, looks really good, and then beats Henry Cejudo, dominates him. So, I mean, don't really mean anything. One lackluster performance. I'm not really too worried. Give him a guy that's just outside the rankings next, see how he does. I reckon he'll get around 1 KO. I reckon he will. And then I want to talk about this last fight, Josh Hokit versus Denzel Freeman. I love Josh Hokit, man. This dude is so entertaining. We need this in the UFC, especially in the heavyweight division, because it's full of just fat blob nobodies. We need some personality. This dude knows how to sell himself. He knows how to sell a fight, and he's exciting to watch, dude. He puts it on all these guys. There was a one point, alright, Denzel Freeman was turtled up. Josh Hokit had him from the back, and he started spanking his ass like he was riding a horse. It was hilarious. And then he gets the middle finger TKO. Knocks Denzel Freeman down. Hokit walks away, gives him the middle finger, and then the referee calls it, as you can see, at the end of the first round. 4:59. I think he could have probably let it go to the second round, though. I was in BXG's chat, and I said, I think the UFC on Paramount are just trying to get finishes on the card so that they can say, look at this first Paramount card, it had loads of finishes on. Because the first 2 stoppages were kind of suspect, man. I mean, both buzzer beaters. I believe the first 3 were buzzer beaters, if I'm not mistaken. No, that one wasn't. But the first 2 were. I know that much. Look, again, round 1, 4 minutes 59 seconds. Same thing here. Round 1, 4 minutes 59 seconds. Or was this one a buzzer beater too? Yeah, 4 minutes 57 seconds. Maybe they were just saying, look, guys, we need finishes on this card. If you see any danger, just call it. So we can say, oh, look at all these finishes that we got on the card. Kind of weird. But yeah, anyway, that's my breakdown of the card. I really enjoyed it. And I do think that they are going to not give Justin Gaethje the Ilia Topuria fight next. I believe they have different plans based on what Ilia Topuria said, and based on what the panel were talking like after the fight, saying shit like, well, if Ilia's not coming back, even though we confirmed that he is coming back, you've got to give it to Arman. And then, oh, we have Arman Sarukian here for an interview? You ain't slick, UFC. I see right through your tricks and games. I see right through that shit. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the card. Has Gaethje ruined the UFC's plans? I think he has. I think he's ruined the plans for the White House card. We needed that super fight of Paddy versus Ilia. But now we're not going to get it. Or maybe we will. Maybe what we'll do is force Gaethje to retire and then just give Paddy the belt anyway. Who knows? I don't know. What do you guys think about the card? Did you have fun? Did you like the card? What do you think about the Sean O'Malley Sonya Dong decision? I might need to go back and rewatch it, but I did score it for Sean O'Malley when I was watching it live. Everyone's saying robbery online. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. Maybe I was tired. It was like 4 a.m. when I was watching it. But yeah, let me guys know. Let me know. Like and subscribe. Links down below. Become a member. Join the Discord. Until next time. I'll see you in a bit. Goodbye.